I've showed this before in the past, but it was real early on my on this channel. I picked this up in 1999. This thing actually has some value now. It's a little busted up. 2 pages are pulled out. They're still in here, but they came out. It talks about the complete history of the EC Comics and the television series. Tales from the Crypt. Whoops. This is a like a plasticky kind of protective cover. I guess that came with it. Terror. Tales from the Crypt, the official archives. Yeah, I mean, this shit goes back. The comics are super old. They predate, like, Twilight Zone and shit. First edition. I don't know if that's coming up. Table of contents here. Talks about some of the movies too they had. I think it was the Crypt of Terror, the Vault of Horror. There's something else too. Let me see if I can line that up a little better. In the beginning. And like it goes into all stories and stuff. Goes into the history of like all these things and shit. The birth of the comic book. I do have the autofocus on. So. Famous funnies. Popular comics. That starts at the beginning of the Golden Age. The grisly creativity of William Gaines. I'm not gonna, there's a ton of stuff to read in this thing. I'm not gonna get into that. The Descent into the Crypt, Crime Patrol, the Crypt of Terror, there's the Vault of Horror. This is like the show episodes are based on a lot of the comics from these. The Haunt of Fear, that was the other one. Pull that down to see if this thing will focus, but it's just not wanting to. focus too well on that. The Crypt of Terror. EC splatters America with an explosion of horror. Horror haikus. What was I going to say? Oh, here we go. Vault of Horror. Tales from the Crypt. Crime suspense stories. Shock suspense stories. Weird science. The Haunt of Fear. Weird fantasy. And I'm pretty sure a lot of these got banned fairly quickly because, you know, people were like, what the fuck? This is, oh my god. A lot of these comics are worth a shit ton of money, too. And you get more covers from them and shit. Usually ended badly for the bad guys. But not all the time. That's supposed to be like the Crypt Keeper guy. I don't know if he had a different name. Oh no, he was the Crypt Keeper. There's the Vault Keeper, the Crypt Keeper, and the Old Witch. You can see them over there. Out of his head. Man, you get like fucking crazy shit like this. The Witch's Cauldron ooze in the cellar. Loved to death. Bill Gaines was the EC Comics as Louis B. Mayer. Mayer was MGM. Grim Fairy Tales. The EC constellation of comic book artists. Now you get actual shit here. It tells you about some of the people as well. Al Feldstein, Joe Orlando, Wally Wood, Jack Davis, Harvey Kurtzman, Bill Will Elder, Reed Crandall. Some more covers there as well. Johnny Craig, Ghastly Graham Ingalls, Jack Gaiman, Marie Severin. Marie Severin was one of the few women admitted to what was very much a boys' clubhouse among the comic book artists. Oh look, Only Sin Deep. That's one of the episodes is based on. Credits where it's due. Oh look, Mad. Tales calculated to drive you mad. Mad was born in 52, largely because Harry Kurtzman needed a raise. Who? Haunted Thrills, Chamber of Chills, horrific. Let's see Bill Gaines's do's and don'ts of horror. We have no ghosts, devil, goblins, or the like. We tolerate vampires and werewolves if they follow tradition and behave the way respectable vampires and werewolves should. We love walking corpse stories. We'll accept the occasional zombie or mummy, and we relish the Countess Gruella's stories. Wait. Countess Gruella's are tales of sadism. Premature death of tales. Alright. Pick up the pace a little bit. My bag is starting to lower back. Starting to bother me. The Santa Claus affair. Connecticut Senator William Purtell called for an investigation of comic books. There you go. And there's this Bill Gaines statement to the U.S. Senate Subcommittee to investigate juvenile delinquency. That's April 12th, 1954. Crime. Suspend stories. EC Comics had literally become too hot to handle. Horror Comics in Memoriam. Corpses and covers. Now you're gonna get a bunch of covers of the comics. Trying to get all of them on there. I'm just gonna flip them and kind of get a look at them all. Damn it, smack the camera. Well, the tripod. You're a decent amount. Okay. Four foul tales. Tales from the Crypt. The group most anxious to destroy comics are the communists. The Crypt of Terror. Oh, that's about, I want to say that episode was about the Crypt Keeper's birth. They might have changed it up, though. But you do get, oh my god. You do get the comic here. The Crypt of Terror. The Thing from the Grave. That was definitely an episode. It had to have been. Trying to get to the show part here. Oh god, my lower back is really hurting. The Witch's Cauldron. Horror we house by you. goodness. Okay. I'm gonna struggle here the remaining of this video. The October Game. A horror suspense story adapted from a tale by Ray Bradbury. Wasn't he responsible for, he wasn't Star Trek, was he? What the hell was he? The big sci-fi guy. Was he Star Trek? I don't know a lot about Star Trek. Alright, I'm just going to start to go through a little bit here. The fans keep the flame alive. Admittedly, the end of the book is is all about it's mostly about the comics and stuff, which makes sense, but you get the show at the end, the Bill and Al show, part 2. What did he do? I know he did a lot of shit, right, Brad? Was he not? No, he wasn't Star Trek, right? Oh, that was the movie in the 70s, I believe. A boondoggle made in heaven. That's kind of cool. The complete reprints. I bet you those are worth a shit ton of money too. 1972 convention was the Woodstock of Tales from the Crypt. Oh, here we go. A star is exhumed. Tales resurrected on TV. Robert Zemeckis. A lot of guys, known directors, are part of it. Richard Donner, I think he did Lethal Weapon. I mean, a bunch of shit, but it might have been Zemeckis too. I don't know if there was somebody else. Here's the Crypt Keeper you'll know from the show. Or maybe it was Walter Hill. A lot of people probably remember the show. I mean, you see, there's Richard Donner, Lethal Weapon, Superman as well. So it was the 3 of them, I guess. The episodes were great. Joel Silver also. Setting the tone. I hit it again. The first episodes, inviting the audience into the crypt, the classic tune. I think that's Danny Elfman's song, actually. Going to the fucking house and shit. The horror host. Now, obviously, the Crypt Keeper had all the puns and shit. He was like he'd tell you about the episode first and appear in the beginning and the end. There's always ridiculous shit. There he is. They probably called him Fierce Grump or some shit. I mean, the show was the epitome of just sex, violence, gore, cursing. I was watching some yesterday, actually. Some scenes from the episodes. It's the one with the ventriloquist dummy. His twin is on his hand. Yeah, they had a lot of known people would direct. I think Schwarzenegger did. Michael J. Fox might have. Tom Hanks might have as well. Yeah, there's There he is there. And they all are actually duh. That's a classic right there. The cutting cards one. It's one of the best episodes with the two dudes. Oh, there's the comic part too. They're gambling, they like hate each other, and then they like to play chop poker, and then it gets to their arms and legs are gone, and they're in the fucking hospital playing checkers with their noses. That's from What's Cooking. That's actually Meatloaf. I watched that episode yesterday. A lot of gory shit, especially for back then, obviously. The Crypt Compendium. This has all the episodes of the first season. The Man Who Was Death, Take That Cat, He's Real Gone. Another classic where he takes the gland or whatever from the cat to get the 9 lives. And then he uses all his lives up. He's going to do one more trick for like the carnival. He's going to be buried alive, and he's going to be, he's going to lose a life. But he's going to come back the next day. But he forgets that he had to use life on the cat, so his last life's already been used up. So he gets buried alive. He starts bugging out. That one's got Larry Drake. There's the crazy Santa. Collection complete. It's another fucked up one. I mean, they're all fucked up. Here are the busted up pieces in season 2. There's cutting cards. There's Lower Birth. That's the Crypt Keepers. That's how he's born from. That's his mother and father. You can see him. That's a great one where the dude kills the cop, but he's cuffed to him, and he's got to drag him through the desert. The Vulture, he eventually breaks his neck, and the Vulture just comes down and starts picking out his eye. This is a fucking classic too, Split Second. Lance Henriksen again. A few people were in like 2 or 3 episodes, depending. That's What's Cooking. They start serving up people. King of the Road, Brad Pitt, and famous actors, but some of them weren't so famous at the time, some were. Split personality. Joe Pesci's dating the twins, and then they cut them in half so they could each be with him. This one's great. Death of Some Salesman. Tim Curry's playing like 4 different parts. There's 93 episodes, I believe. This one's great too. And then they went off the air for a few years, and then they came back with all these episodes that took place in England. This is a pretty good season as well, actually. I can't remember a lot of them, admittedly. I remember the one where Ewan McGregor's a zombie. Where is it? There. And I think his girlfriend starts dating a vampire. And at the end, they all go flying out the window, and the vampire turns into a bat, and him and his girlfriend or whatever get crushed, but they're still alive, but they're all like mangled because they're zombies. That's Daniel Craig. This one I remember too. I just remember the guy's like face big. I can't remember what it was about. And this one I always remember, the report from the grave. I gotta go back and watch some of those because I don't remember them all as well as the other ones. And the last episode was the third pig. It was animated. Where the thing, the wolf kills the pig, or one of them, and then the pigs make this kind of fucking Frankenstein's monster pig. And third pig, it's harder for me to trace with these smaller words. And then pig gets killed, but the wolf eats his way out of this Frankenstein's monster pig and then kills the other pigs. There we go. Now a major motion picture. Demon Knight was actually really good. I believe Lance Henriksen was in that as well. No, it wasn't. It was William Sadler, not Lance Henriksen. It was probably the only good one. It's got a cool cover too. Billy Zane was in it also. A lot of known people were in it. Then they made you got Billy Zane, William Sadler, Jada Pinkett, Brenda Back, CCH Pounder, Thomas Hayden Church. Bordello of Blood was the second one with I can't remember. Dennis Miller there. Not as good, this one. And they had a third one, but it wasn't out at this point. It got delayed. I think Tim Curry was in it. I forget what it was called. It took place in Louisiana and New Orleans. It wasn't that great. And then you just go through all the random stuff. Here's collectibles. Oh, they had Tales from the Crypt Keeper too, the Saturday morning cartoon. I'm sure all this shit is fucking expensive. Maybe not the tapes. I had some of the tapes. But figures and stuff. Look, there's a bunch of toys too. Oh, look at that. Tales from the Crypt Keeper. A worldwide boom in Tales of Memorabilia. Wow, that was back in 99, so that's probably even crazier now. eBay was around back then, but it wasn't as massive as it now. Bill gains and appreciation. And this is a specific final gift from the Crypt. This is like its special comic just for it. They made up for this thing. And there's the stuff. Table of contents or whatever, index I should say. And you get stuff on the back. But yeah, that is Tales from the Crypt page turning and just talking about it. But thanks for checking this out. Have a good day.